What is their spirituality?
It's white supremacy. And I hope you don't mind if I hop on the track because you and the young one before you spitting straight fire. But let me just add a little razzle dazzle to it. See, there's a huge spirituality to white supremacy pipeline. But the problem with the spirituality to white supremacy pipeline is that it only survives under the idea or the delusion that it will center these people, that the great awakening, the great change will center these people. And when they realized that the great awakening had nothing to do with centering white people, they didn't want anything to do with it.
People need to understand that this is just grade A supremacy, what we're seeing. And you find supremacy in the spiritual, enlightened, knowledgeable, woke, and aware community. And people think because they are awake and aware and they are going through the process of deconstructing, decolonizing, etc., that they're doing something. All that awakened awareness and deconstruction, all that does is affect you until your behaviors change and you implement and you begin to fight. Because I've talked about this before, people have to be willing to engage in the tribulation of their time. Unfortunately, some of you have been propagandized to believe the tribulation is at some other point in the future. No, tribulation, work is now. The things that you have been yoked with to change in your society and your world, that work is required now. When you're awake and aware to what's going on, you all know it's time to pick up whatever your special gift and talent is and to seek to change the world and make it better the way it should be. But the problem is that supremacy comes with a lot of comfort. If humanity wants to, and those of you who are aware, if you're like me and you're intuitive, you know what's going on. If humanity wants to survive, humanity's going to start at least at base floor. After this awakening that you're going through, you're going to take the next step, which is to stop making other people suffer so that you can maintain your comfort. And if you refuse to do that, I don't care how awake and aware, you're going to be awake and aware until the blast comes and the wars and the famine and etc. You'll be awake and aware to it all. And you will be wishing you had taken steps to change the situation. So we must start here. Be awake. Start fighting in your own special way, because what people don't realize, and I think people are beginning to realize now that we have a more of a hive mind that we can work with on social media and across the internet. Together, we can solve this. As long as we all know that that it is a marathon. And some things will be a sprint. Some things will get done, we'll be done, and we'll move on. Some things are going to changing behavior, like globally, seizing power so that when a ceasefire is necessary, the ceasefire is issued. But if you have no power and you like to virtue signal all over the internet and talk about, I guess genocide is just not unacceptable to you all. So you all are going to vote in a specific way. And you're not going to vote third party, or the third party has no power. And y'all do that because when you're privileged, even though, and I said I was going to make this short, even though you're privileged, when you're privileged, like say in the global north, even though you're from an oppressed classification, you still are in the kind of foxhole in which certain people are, in which you are forced into mines to go labor for virtually free in order to get cobalt, whatever conflict mineral out of the ground. Or you are not forced into the foxhole of life in which you're being bombed on either sides. And no matter what you did to be peaceful, good, raise your children well, educate your children, they're still being unalived right in front of you. When you're in that position to where you're privileged, virtue signaling, you'll show up at a march, you'll wear a keffiyeh, you'll say, free Congo and everybody else, and you'll give the list. But you're not actually going to do the hard work beyond talking to get the changes done that need to be done. And when you're young, you don't know. And so a lot of us who are older are trying to help you all because we need to make very, very quick work of the ideals that the needs that we have identified and the ideals that we have, because the vulture and parasite class, I'll be that vague because I think that'll help everyone to kind of group, you know who it is. Vulture and parasite class are learning very quickly. See, they messed up. They messed up when they allowed phones to exist. And then we had Black people saying, see, here's this person, and she became a Karen. She became hated. And we started people all over the world were videotaping the misery that they were going through because of vultures and parasites amongst us. And all that stuff that people used to say about them, which were utter and complete lies. You know, just go to any stereotype about a person of color all around the world, BIPOC all around the world. And people were able to show people, hey, these are lies. They shouldn't have done that. And they're realizing that now. So they're realizing that that's a problem. And we are now in a society at a hyperspeed. Someone can vocalize their grievance. Others can group along with them and try to help to free them from whatever they're dealing with. They're coming with their fix. TikTok, that banning it does nothing compared to what they're about ready to do to y'all. That is nothing. You think they're not gonna unalive you all the same way they've been unaliving every other group? They'll just group you on into their little spreadsheet, do their calculus, and figure out how many of you all are theys and thems out there, how many of you all they need to get rid of in order to fix the situation, in order to control you, because it's all about power and control. In short, you need to internalize the fact that the I has to be sacrificed. I'm not talking about losing your personality. I'm talking about losing your need, sacrificing your need, putting that on an altar. For the religious ones out there who will understand that, who understand Abrahamic religions, put the I on the altar. That need to sacrifice everyone else so that you can be comfortable. And then start there. Because being awake and aware, and then all you're doing is tending a march and virtue signaling, it's nothing. You need to seize power. You need to seize power, and you need to be in power perpetually. You raise up another one and raise up another one, and you take stock in an awareness of what those who are doing perpetual evil on this earth, how they raise up generations like locusts to spread themselves across the world and to do evil and to maintain the kind of order that they want. Are you ready to do that? I mean, yeah, I guess you can get online and keep talking. It's the same way as just attending a protest. You have no power.